George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
George, I'm so excited. I found this really cool house and it has some extra land with it. Is there a way that I can finance that? Welcome to thecreditjungle.com today. This is George Anderson. And this is a question that we run into. I've run into this several times, okay? I haven't kept track. But over the course of the years, you'll run into one of two situations here, okay? We're going to talk about one in the first part of the video, and we're going to talk about the second part in a separate video. But part number one is somebody wants to buy a house, and the owner of the house owns this house, but he also owns maybe a lot, a building lot, and sometimes it might be a legal building lot, sometimes it may not. There might be something you can do to make it a legal lot. You can do some research and figure this out. But the key here is that there are two tax ID numbers, okay? There's a parcel number for this one. There's a parcel number for this one. These are two separate lots, and the seller wants to sell them together. Is there a way that you can get this with one loan? Well, the short answer to the question is that yes, and yes, I have done it several times. And now, if you've got no money to put down on this house, it can be a little bit tough. But the idea, the strategy behind this, where you want to be able to buy two pieces of land, okay, one house, two loans, maybe not, maybe yeah. The whole idea behind this is that you want to offer a price on this. Let's just say that this house is $400,000 and the lot next door is, he's valuing it at $100,000, and he wants to bundle the two and sell them for $500,000, okay? The idea on this is that hopefully you've got a significant down payment. Now, if you've got 20% down, there's a good chance you can make this work. The idea is that you will offer, you'll figure out and pull some comparable sales with your real estate agent and figure out what is the highest possible appraised value that we could get on this parcel of land here with the house on it, and do the loan on that. Well, why can't I just do my loan on both pieces? Well, because Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA and VA do not allow you to do what is called cross-collateralization, okay? In other words, you can't get one loan on here and the loan is recorded on both properties. Now, interestingly enough, there are a couple of non-QM lenders that have some provisions where they will do a loan like this, and the requirement is that there needs to be a shared boundary line between the two parcels, and that the parcel that you're picking up here does not have another house on it. It could have maybe a garage with some electricity, but I mean, if it's another dwelling, if it's another home that's over here, then no, you're going to have to get two separate loans. But I've run into a situation actually 2 times already this year where I had this, where there was the house, there was some land behind it, 2 tax ID numbers, and in both of them we found a different solution, a different way to make it work. So on the one, actually used one of these non-qualifying mortgage lenders that we did the appraisal, and we appraised it for the bundled amount of price here. The borrower had 20% down and was able to close on the loan. Now, during the course of getting the loan in process, the buyer who was buying this was actually a little bit larger piece of land than what was here. He was represented to him from the seller that this might be able to be made into a subdivision with several lots. And in the course of the due diligence, before he ended up purchasing the property, found out that all this could be back here was only split into 2 lots, not the 4 to 8 that he was hoping for. So he withdrew from the transaction, didn't close on it, but it was a doable deal with 20% down on here. Now, the second one on this is they have 20% down, and the way that this one is going to work is that there's going to be financing on here that will just max out for as much as we can possibly get. And if there's enough left over to pay cash for this, great. If not, then you can do a separate transaction, and this would be a land loan or a lot loan that you would do on that. But I have also in the past done some of these deals where the borrower would offer on this house, he would maybe offer $450 and hope that that's enough. If he had 20%, let's say he had $100,000 to put down, he gets this loan with the absolute least amount of money down, does this as a 95% loan, and then you close on this, and then at the closing table, you go ahead and do a separate warranty deed and pay the cash as a separate transaction, a cash transaction to pick this up. Because again, the loan can only be recorded if it's a conventional FHA or VA loan. The loan can only be recorded on one parcel, okay? So I've actually had that work a few different times, and there's different ways to skin the cat on this. And you can do it as two separate transactions. Doing it as one on a non-QM loan, it works, but you're not going to be getting the same interest rate that you would if it was a conventional loan. So anyway, so that's scenario number one. The other one back here, we're going to come and talk about scenario number two and how it reflects back on how you finance this one and some potential consequences with that. So thanks for coming into thecreditjungle.com today. This is George Anderson. Remember, you can push button, get mortgage professional, and I would love to talk with you about your specific situation. Have a great day.